No?
Are you recording?
No, it's not recording.
No, you cannot record.
It's really hard right now. If I could fucking housing migrants, these flipping bottles get on my nerves. So many barbershops, security protected cheddar, broken Britain. I'll be on a flight like that leaving the UK soon, and if you're thinking of leaving as well, then join me in this video. So, I'm a 40-year-old, first generation, British born Indian, and in this video today, I'm going to go through some reasons as to why I'm thinking of leaving broken Britain. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to go through the main reason as to why I'm thinking of leaving, and also the 2 countries that I might escape to. So make sure you watch the video right to the very end. Okay guys, let's start off with reason number 1, kicking it off with car costs. Since 2019, insurance is going up about 80%. I used to pay about £150 back in 2019 for this old 1999 Honda CR-V. Now I'm paying about £300, so for me that's a 50% increase. Another thing which is going up as well is car tax. I'm paying for this old car £360 per year, which is ridiculous. It just keeps going up every year. Apparently it's going up from April 2025 in line with inflation, but I don't trust the government in that as well. Another thing is ULEZ in this country. If you're going to cities, so ULEZ applies to London, you've got to pay £12.50 every time you drive into London. And another thing which is doing my head in as well when I'm driving on motorways are these flipping lane hoggers. Lane hoggers do my head in this country. When I'm in France or Belgium or Holland, places like that, you never get lane hoggers, but it seems like in the UK there's all these lane hoggers, which is annoying. Another thing, obviously fuel. The average cost for fuel in this country is about £1.50. You know, it's not great. Fuel costs, car costs in this country, it's just flipping headache, honestly. We get encouraged to be green and be friendly to environment by using public transport. But to get from Crawley to London, which is about a 40-minute journey, tickets are going to cost you about £35 return. And if you do want to go further afield to places such as Manchester, you're looking around about £120 return, which is absolutely ridiculous. You can get to Spain, Italy, Netherlands for about £50 on a flight from Gatwick Airport. It's just crazy, guys. The state of this place, broken Britain, eh? Been talking about trains and how little it costs to get to places like Italy, Spain from England. Is so cheap compared to trains. The holidays in England, you know, so unrealistic. If you want to go to places, beautiful places should I say, places like Cornwall, Devon, I've never even been there, but I do want to go one day. But the costs of trains, travel, everything we've discussed before, it's just absolutely crazy. Hotels, I was looking at Cornwall, Devon, you're looking around about £100 per night. It is just absolutely crazy. If I could fucking... No wonder why everyone goes abroad for holidays from England. 1, is cheaper, and 2, the weather is better as well. For sale, eh? I'm definitely not going to be buying a property here in broken Britain. So here in Crawley, West Sussex, average rent is about £2,000 for like a 3-bedroom, depending on the area of course. And if you go to London, rent for again like a 3-bedroom property, you're looking around about average about £2,500 to about £5,000 per month, which is just crazy. And if you want to buy a property here in Crawley, average I think I've researched is about £500,000. And if you want to buy a property in London, this is where it gets scary, guys. You're looking around about £750,000 up to about 5 million. Again, it depends on the area in London where we're talking about. But guys, even if you're renting or even if you've got a mortgage, it's just crazy. Like 60% of your earnings are just going to go to rent or your mortgage payments, so which leaves you with like nothing. Plus you got to think about bills, food, there's loads of things that comes with property, maintenance, so you're not going to be left with a lot. if you do rent or buy a property here in Broken Britain. So the cost of food in UK is just going through the roof. For example, check this out, guys. This olive oil is only 500 millilitres and it costs £8.95. That's ridiculous. I think the last time, like a few years ago, that probably would have costed like £3–4. So it's almost like 100% price hike. And check this, people are stealing a lot from supermarkets as well. So nowadays they've got security protected cheddar. Wild, isn't it? What else you got? Yeah, there's some more here as well. Cost of beans, basic things. This is £1.55. Heinz, no sugar. Just wild prices, guys, wild prices. You know what, guys, I'm not the only one, but you probably noticed that there's so many barbershops here on the UK high street, not just here in Crawley. But the mad thing is that the prices of haircuts still keeps going up. You can't find a haircut cheaper than £15 these days. I used to pay like £5 back in the days. I refuse. I just keep my haircuts to a minimum. Sorry. Cheers, guys. So I'm here sitting at the pub, drinking a beer. It's a fancy one, good old IPA. Times are desperate, but I do like a nice beer, or a nice IPA, should I say. But not everyone can do this, you know. Some people don't have disposable income to, you know, have a nice pint after work with their friends, or even by themselves. This pint cost me about, I think it's about £6.80. You probably can get a cheaper one, maybe £5. But it's not like back in the days where you can get pints for like £3–4. It's a lot more expensive, especially if you live here in the southeast of England. Or if you go to London, you're looking around about £7–8 for a pint. So it's crazy. I mean, food as well, fish and chips at the pub like this, you're looking around about £12–15 for a plate of fish and chips. My favourite Indian curry, same story again. You know, I don't personally blame restaurants and pubs, because, you know, it gets to my other point, which is the, you know, which falls under the cost of living, the cost of energy. The cost of energy, we complain about it at home. Imagine for restaurant owners, pub owners, small shop owners. They've got to pay for their gas, electric. It costs so much more money for them than us. Then we complain about the cost of our food when we go out or drinking a pint or whatever. So you know what, I don't really blame these restaurants or pubs, you know. Sad times, guys, sad times. While I'm drinking this pint, I've been thinking about tax. In this country, we get income tax, so on the money we earn. We also get taxed on VAT, value added tax, on the stuff we buy. And we also get inheritance tax as well. And what's next? They're going to start taxing us on the air that we breathe. And I've also found out that if you've got more than £10,000 worth of savings in your UK bank account, the government are also going to start to tax you on your savings as well. So guys, it's just some of the things that, you know, I'm not happy about. It's just more reasons as to why I'm thinking of leaving the UK. So this place here right behind me brings us to reason number 2 of why I'm thinking of leaving Broken Britain. So as you can see, it's a Holiday Inn Express. Well, it was a Holiday Inn Express. Now it's a hotel which is housing migrants coming to the British shores. Now, people, I'm not really political. I'm all about peace and I'm all about helping people. And the government should rightly help people coming from troubled, war-torn countries, or where people are escaping trouble from gangs, violence, whatever the case may be. The government does have a duty. Britain has a duty to be helping people from these sorts of countries, you know, but I'm not for the government helping solely on these people, because our country's got problems itself, clearly. Homeless, you know, people that have fought in the wars, and now you see a lot of them homeless on the street. So I think, in my opinion, and I'm sure your lot's opinion as well, you guys watching, we should be helping people in our country first before we start helping people from other countries. So anyways guys, this is, you know, this is where we are, and this is sort of rife right now up and down the UK. Like I say, I ain't got no problem with these sort of people, but I think there needs to be a balance before we start helping people from other countries. But people, let's go. There's more to talk about the government. I'm going to take you to the center of town, and yeah, I'm going to show you more reasons of why I'm not happy with the UK government. Maybe I can even find someone to talk to around here. I don't know.
How are you? Okay?
Oh, okay, yeah, you okay?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good, good.
To see anyone?
No, I just want to, I'm making a YouTube video. I just want to ask a couple of these people just a few questions, if that's okay.
No, you cannot. They,
No?
Are you recording?
No, it's not recording,
No,
no.
you cannot record it.
No, it's not recording, no.
Can you stop recording?
Yeah, it's not recording, it's not recording.
This is, light is on.
Okay guys, so that was the fail, as you saw from that recording. I thought I'd be nice and get permission before we start asking questions to some of the migrants. Like I said, I've got nothing against them, but the security man come out and he called for backup, blah blah blah. I said, look mate, I'm just gonna go, innit? I ain't got no problems, don't want no issues, just want to ask a few questions. But for example, our money, the British taxpayers' money, is going into the running of that hotel, cleaning costs, security like that guy there. So the UK government can spend billions of pounds per year housing migrants coming to the UK shores, but they don't have the best interest for the UK public, and they can't even spend money to have Christmas lights at the main square here at Crawley Town Centre, which is, I think it's like the second biggest place in the whole of Sussex. And just look at it. There's a measly little Christmas tree there, slightly better than Trafalgar Square, if not on the same level. A few lights there, and that is it guys. A few years ago it was a lot better. There was lights across all the way, so where my finger is, all the way down there. And mate, it's just, there's even local members of the public taking responsibility into their own hands and feeding the local community, the people that can't afford food. There's a guy in Crawley, actually, I saw in the local Facebook group, he organises free food and he distributes food amongst people who can't afford food every Sunday 5 to 6 p.m. And while I'm talking about homeless, there you go. This is the scene right now, Crawley Town Centre. That's just one example. I'm sure there's many other people helping the community out in their own way. So big up to those people, much respect. The decline of the UK high street, which brings me on to reason number 3 as to why I'm thinking of leaving Broken Britain, and that's work. So I used to be a DJ, well actually I still am a DJ, like, but part-time. In this country you gotta have like a job and a side hustle, or 2 jobs, or a really good job to survive in the UK. I actually used to work and DJ at this place. It used to be quite a prominent bar slash nightclub back in the days. I'm talking maybe about I think about plus 5 years ago. And now, yeah, I mean, it's the same story up and down the UK high streets, up and down the country. If you do want to survive really well, like I said, you've just got to be super rich. The UK is a place for the super rich now. Even if you do have a good job, even if you do have a job and a side hustle, or someone like me who's got like, you know, like technically 3 jobs, do a bit of DJing, I've got a drone business as well, and I do a bit of Deliveroo as well, part-time. So even then, you know, I don't have time to, you know, spend, you know, time with your friends and family, go to places. It's just, you know, it's just really expensive. It's not enough time. You just need You just need like a crazy business to survive in the UK, in my opinion, these days. You know, things are getting tough. I don't know. Reason number 4 why I'm deciding to leave, or why I'm thinking to leave Broken Britain: healthcare. I've heard of stories where people are trying to get appointments and it's pretty difficult. You ring up the surgery in the morning, they don't even answer. I think you got to call them at like 8 or 9 in the morning when they're open, but it's pretty difficult to get through. And if you do get through, the appointments are going to be like maybe a month or 2 months down the line. And also it's pretty much impossible to get dentist appointments or even register at a local dentist if you're not already registered, because I'm personally not. Don't ask why, it's my fault. If you do want to register yourself at a dentist, it's really hard right now. I'll give you an example. I had a really bad situation a few years ago where I had some issues with my teeth, and I rang around and I couldn't be registered at any local NHS dentist. So what I had to do was find a private dentist, and they ended up charging me like thousands of pounds to get my teeth sorted. It's another reason why I'm thinking of leaving the UK and Broken Britain behind me. I do respect the people that work in NHS though, so if you are a staff of the NHS, much respect to you. So reason number 5, guys, that's the weather. First things first, the time right now is, it's like 4 o'clock PM, and look at it. It's almost dark, all the cars have lights. 4 PM here in Broken Britain. Yeah, and it does get really depressing. I ain't gonna lie, I'm sure you guys can agree. Don't get me wrong, the summers are great here and I do love the British summer, but winter, don't really like it, especially after October when the clocks go back. It's not a nice place to be. Look at it again. It feels like it's the end of the day, and you know, if you're working a full-time job, you're leaving in the dark. If you're lucky to have a window in the office, then yeah, happy days, get a bit of sunshine on your lunch break. But after that, you're done. You're going to be going home in the dark as well. So welcome to another day here in Broken Britain. Couldn't actually finish the video last night because it's just got way too dark, or I should say yesterday afternoon. It was like 4 PM, but as you guys saw, it's just super dark. But anyways, people, back again. I'm just going to tell you the final reason of why I'm thinking of leaving Broken Britain. So I got married last year to my wife, who's from Guatemala. I actually went all the way over there to get married, so obviously that cost a lot of money for me, traveling from London all the way to Guatemala. And I also spent a ton of money with the visas. So much paperwork, lawyer costs, UK immigration costs. Approximately, I think I spent close to about £5,000. Now that we're back here, it's almost been about 6 months now, roughly, and it's been tough, you know, and it's even more tough now because look at it, we're in winter. Obviously it's difficult for her, and I've done a lot of thinking recently. We were even talking about this before, where we're going to settle, but we thought, you know what, let's come to England, let's live the British dream, the English dream. But after some careful consideration, I think the British dream's not going to happen. Therefore, unfortunately, we're going to have to write off the £5,000 that we spent to get here, and we're thinking of escaping to 2 countries potentially. So obviously the first obvious choice being Spain. My wife speaks Spanish, so it makes sense. So we're going to try there. And for any of you people watching, you want to get out of the UK, or you want to get out of Broken Britain, you can do it as well. You just need a lot of savings, so make sure you guys save money. That's helping us right now, savings. If it wasn't for savings, it probably wouldn't have been possible. It probably wouldn't even been possible for me to get married abroad to my wife right now. So savings is a big thing, people. If you're watching, make sure you save your money, and make sure you research as well. We've researched that if you get a job offer from a country like Spain, there's other countries out there as well, for example like Dubai. A lot of British people going to Dubai. You can actually get the employer to help you with the visas for you to get like a working visa, so you can work in their country. And I think with Spain, once you work there for about a couple of years, I think similar sort of rules applies to a country like Dubai as well. For example, you can then apply for like a residency or like a permanent visa. I'm not too sure about Dubai, but definitely with Spain, you can do that. So there's option, guys, not just Spain, Portugal. There's quite a few European countries, although with Brexit, we're out. Things are a lot more tougher, but there are still ways of getting out of this country. Don't give up, people. If you're watching, there are ways of getting out of Broken Britain. First, it starts off with savings, because a lot of these visas, you need to show some sort of savings. So make sure you save. Again, I'm going to keep saying that over and over again. And research, people. There are always ways. Don't let the government trick you to thinking that you've got to stay in this country. There are ways out. And worst comes to worst, if life in Spain doesn't happen for us, or if we just don't like Spain, worst case scenario is to move back to her country, which is Guatemala. So that's like worst case scenario. That could be a potential option. As I'm married, I think from my understanding, after about a year, I can apply for like a Guatemalan passport, some sort of residency, so I can work there. So it's not a problem. Any of you single people watching, you can do the same thing as me as well if you want. Really and truly, people, I do love the UK. And I know in this video I've kept saying Broken Britain, but currently and unfortunately it is the truth right now. But I hope things do change for the UK, and I hope things do get better. But for now, people, I do have to leave. And yeah, I will miss my family, I will miss my friends, I will miss the UK countryside. Look at it, beautiful. I will miss driving on the left hand side of the road. I will miss my Indian curries, and I will miss the little things like Greggs as well. But deep down, if you're not happy in life, sometimes you've got to make these changes. You've got to do it for your mental well-being as well. You've got to do it for your friends and family, because if you're not happy, they're not happy. So this is where we are, people. But for now, long live the UK, long live Britain. Hope things do get better. These flipping bottles get on my nerves as well.